What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. Now, today I'm going to be sharing an epic tale with you. One that is as old as time. It includes dragons and princesses and... No, it doesn't. Well, unless you consider me to be the dragon, then it does include dragons and that includes my wife, so we've got princesses. You know what? Maybe that does include that story. But realistically, the story today is going to be about the adoption of my great friend here, Elmo. And yes, he was adopted. He was unwanted by his parents. They threw him away. Apparently, he pissed off his sister or something. I don't know. There was like some type of weird-ass dynamic going there. But I'm going to share the story with you for how I came to basically hold all the power in the world. The power being Elmo. So basically, what happened, and this story started about 6 years ago, and I've got to keep my voice down during certain parts of the story because my wife is in the other room and I don't want her hearing specific details. Okay, so what happened is we went to this outdoor event. It's one of those ones where they've got like the merry-go-rounds and it happens on a weekend, like all the different rides and candy. It's like a show. What do they call it? It's like a country fair, but that's such an American way of saying it. What's the Australian word? God, it's an Easter show. Yeah, we went to an Easter show, which means it was an Easter. I'm just making sure you guys got that connection there. But anyway, we went to this show. And at the show, there was like these giant ass like teddy bears that you could win, okay? Now, in order to win these, you would have to do all these crazy things. Now, I'm just going to say straight up, I did not win him, okay? Unfortunately, he was not one. Now, what happened though is while I was there and like, you know, you see the little kids running around with the teddy bears they won, my wife turns to me and she says, "Oh, why don't you ever buy me anything cute like that? You know, like, you never buy me any teddy bears or anything." And I was like, what? Where the hell did this come from? But, like, it might have been just a fleeting thought for her, but for me, it was a mission. I had just been set to task. I was now going to find exactly what she wanted. So anyway, a couple of weeks passed by and then came up her birthday. Now, I had this terrible habit of literally forgetting birthdays because we barely celebrated them when I was a kid. It was more like, you know, my mum would kick open the door and say, "Hey, wake up, you gotta go to school. I made you toast and gave you an extra slice because it's your birthday and there's some socks in the drawer for you." Like, that was birthdays to me. So it's not like a massively, you know, insane event that I would remember. I wasn't one of those kids with like everything under the tree type of thing around that came around Christmas. It was like, if we got a tree, then we got excited. Anyway, so like, I don't really remember these things. And then like one day, like literally a day before her birthday, okay? And I'd already been blasted a few times for forgetting things such as anniversaries and other things, you know, just important dates apparently that we should be celebrating. Like, I'd forgotten these things a few times, okay? And like one day before her birthday, she gave me like this kind of nudge, probably because she realized that, you know, I hadn't prepared anything, or she assumed I hadn't. She was like, "Oh, I'm feeling old." And I'm like, "Why are you feeling old, woman? You're not that old." And she's like, "Oh, you know, another year ticks by." And I was like, oh shit, oh God, I gotta think of something. She's like, "You know, it's my birthday tomorrow." I was like, "Yeah, of course I know. Like, I've already got stuff for you." I had nothing prepared, okay? Like, literally nothing. And then, like, that day, I had to go to work. So, as you can imagine, I was at work, and I'm just, like, Googling, you know, shit that I can get delivered, same day type of stuff. But I'm like, oh, no, none of this works. Like, I can't just get her flowers or any of this type of pointless shit. And then just randomly in my head popped up that Easter show from a few months beforehand. And I was like, that's right. She wanted, like, a teddy bear. So what can I do? I'll just get a teddy bear. But like, I can't just get like a little one, you know? I gotta get something that's impressive. Something that's gonna blow her mind. Something that she will never forget. And I was like, I'm gonna find the biggest teddy bear I can. I went to like these websites where you can buy shit and get it delivered like literally same day. And you know, for something like this size, you're looking at hundreds of dollars for delivery and everything because they know they've got you by the balls. You cannot wait. You're gonna drop that card because you don't want to get dropped when you get home type of thing. So I was like, okay, no, I can't do this. So next thing I do is I go onto this Australian website, which is called Gumtree, okay? It's like a second-hand store website, or not a second-hand store. It's like people selling their old shit, okay? Anyway, I go onto this website, and I just start searching. And this guy randomly pops up. And basically, the person who's selling it says, you know, pick it up, $20 if you want it today, or it's going in the trash because my daughter doesn't like it. And I was like, it's big, it's fluffy, it looks cuddly. It's something that I remember from my childhood, so I'll buy that, okay? So I, like, straight away after work, I drove down to this guy's house, okay? It's the most shady area of friggin' Sydney. I'm pretty sure it was, like, a drug den. And, like, I go into this house, like, you got wooden boards and shit falling off this house, and there's this guy just sitting there scratching his arm in a singlet, and he's like, yeah, it's in the back there. My daughter didn't like it. And I was like, oh, yeah, why didn't she like it? And he's like, I don't know. She says it's big, fat, scary. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Here's $20. You know, I'll take it off your hands. I'll pick this thing up, okay? Checking it, make sure there's no needles or anything in it. Then I throw it into my passenger seat of my car, okay? And I had to get home before her because obviously I can't be just rocking up with it in the car because I already told her that I prepared a present. So like I'm like, wow, I'm going, you know, home with this giant ass Elmo in the passenger seat, okay? Luckily I finished work before her and he's just like sitting there just chilling. And as I'm pulling up to like traffic lights and shit, I'm just like, yo, what's up? You know, to the people next to me, and Elmo's just like, you know, he's big, okay? He takes up a large amount of area. Anyway, so I get home like half an hour before her. I rush into the room, okay? I lift up the blankets in the bed and I'm like, okay, how can I prepare this? Like, I can't wrap it up. It's too fucking big and I didn't even buy any wrapping paper. So I'm like, shove it in the bed, pull the blanket up around its neck. It'll be funny, you know, because like she'll come home, sit in bed and be like, oh, that's so cute, type of thing. And I turned off the lights, okay? And little did I like recognize in the moment, as I turned off the lights, like the room goes dark, but there's just this big black silhouette just in the bed with these like eyes protruding, okay? So it's like, it just looks terrifying, but for whatever reason, it did not like register in the moment. And then I rushed out of the room, I started preparing stuff around the house, and she came home and like went straight to the bedroom, okay? Before I even had like really registered that she was at home. I think I was probably in the shitter at the time. Anyway, like, I just hear this high-pitched scream, okay? I'm like, I come running. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I come straight to the room, and she's like, there's something in our bed. Because she hadn't turned on the light or anything. She just walked in, saw a shadow, then just freaked the fuck out and got out of the room. And I was like, no, it's cool. It's an Elmo. She's like, what the fuck's an Elmo? Because she didn't grow up in Australia. She has no idea what an Elmo is, okay? I was like, oh, of course. Fucking idiot, evil deer over here. I'm like, hey, he's a big, fluffy, cuddly guy. Has a mate who's homeless and shit. You don't know that? Okay, anyway, so I turn on the light and I'm like, you know, look, isn't he cute? And she's like, it's fucking horrendous. Look at it. It's big, red, it's got giant ass eyes, it's scary. And I'm like, nah, shit, maybe that's why the little girl didn't like it either. So I'm like, but it's your birthday present. And then as soon as I said that, she's like, oh, it's so cute. I love him, type of thing. I was like, yeah, right. I know how you truly feel about this situation now. And Elmo knows how you feel. Anyway, after that, I knew it wasn't really something that was like that deeply loved by her, because it would be kind of like put into the corner of the room. And then the problem is when you turn off the lights at nighttime, there's just this giant ass silhouette sitting in a chair in the corner of the room. So it's like, she'll get up and like turn it around so it's not like facing to us and shit. And I'm like, it's okay. I'll take the demon freaking plushie bear out of the room and I'll put it into the goddamn living room, okay? And I put it out there, and the funny thing is, like, after a while, the cat just started to love him. He'd just like sit on Elmo's belly here. But then one day, like maybe the weight distribution on the chair or something like just went off, and like Elmo just comes crashing off the chair with the cat on it, and the cat's like and then just would never go near Elmo again. Okay, like he just fucking hated Elmo, like because Elmo tried to, like, I don't know, murder him or something. So basically, it just ends up in the corner of my room. And then, of course, you guys know the rest. He was sitting on the bed one day, appeared in my videos. Apparently, you guys all love Elmo, and now Elmo is a staple member of this channel, and he has finally found love in his life. So thank you very much. That's pretty much the story of Elmo. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. And if you're not there, Elmo will find you. He'll be sitting in your room at night, a big black silhouette watching down upon you.